Europe carved Africa without consent. History tells a shocking tale of power and neglect. In 1884, European powers gathered in Berlin, excluding all African voices. For 3 intense months, diplomats armed with colored pencils redrew a continent's destiny with cold precision. The Berlin Conference set in motion a future marred by borders drawn without understanding, splitting communities and families apart. Driven by an industrial hunger for raw materials and markets, colonial negotiators sacrificed African lives for European ambition. At that fateful meeting, 13 European nations along with the United States convened under a veneer of civility. Beneath this facade, strategies were forged that would turn Africa into a prize to be divided. Mountains, rivers, and tribes were severed by arbitrary lines sketched on vague maps. African leaders were absent, their voices stifled before decisions were made. Instead, foreign hands redrew boundaries that ignored centuries of culture and tradition. Today, the scars of that conference remain etched on the continent. By 1914, over 90% of Africa had fallen under European control, leaving only Liberia and Ethiopia untouched. Ethnic tensions and border disputes still simmer, igniting conflicts that echo through history. The case of the Maasai people is a poignant reminder. Their nomadic traditions were disrupted when drawn borders split their communal lands between Kenya and Tanzania. Each line on the map represents a loss of culture, unity, and opportunity. Scholars remind us that these decisions were not made in a vacuum. As one expert observed, the crisis of modern Africa finds its roots in that cold room in Berlin. Imagine if African voices had been invited to speak. Perhaps the destiny of a continent would have been written differently. History challenges us to question who holds power and who suffers when voices are silenced. These drawn borders have not only divided lands but fractured lives across generations. Communities remain caught in a cycle of conflict and resilience, as ancient cultures struggle to thrive amid imposed divisions. The shadow of 1884 continues to influence modern policy and identity, urging us to re-examine history and advocate for equitable futures. Each persistent reminder beckons a call for true justice and restoration for all nations. Europe carved Africa without consent. This legacy transcends geography. It reshaped identity, politics, and hope. Reflect on this bitter truth. Our inherited divisions continue to influence our path forward. Subscribe for more stories where forgotten decisions echo today.